So I was thinking of a topic to discuss today, and it came to my mind that NBA money nowadays is just like insane. So I seen a thing about Chet Holmgren getting paid his new contract, 5 years, 250 million, and just looking at the payroll of the Thunder over the next few years or so, they're gonna be paying damn near $1 billion towards their big three: Jalen Williams, Shea, and Chet Holmgren. And it's just crazy to think that, not too long ago, like a couple seasons ago, your max dude, like your superstar player, was making like 40 million, like high 30s. Like back, I'd say probably like 2016 maybe, they were getting paid like 35, 40 billion dollars for a max contract. And now you got dudes like Chet Holmgren getting paid 50 million. And I'm sorry, but looking at the landscape of the NBA, you can't convince me that Chet Holmgren's worth 50 million a year. Like, looking at his production this season, he put up like 15 points per game, and he averaged like 2 blocks, I think. And there's nothing wrong with that, but to pay a guy $50 million that put up similar production to a guy like Miles Turner is just blasphemy. And yeah, you could argue that he's a young player and he has room to grow. He didn't play the majority of the season. He only played about a third of the season, and he's had inconsistencies throughout the season and the playoffs. And there was a world where I thought Chet Holmgren could be the Thunder's second best player, but after he got injured and came back, I think there possibly still is a chance, but I don't think there's a world where Chet Holmgren's your second best player anymore. I think Jalen Williams finally solidified that this season. And the thing is, if Chet Holmgren didn't get injured, he probably would have had that opportunity to be the Thunder's second best player. But because remember, when the season started, he was averaging like 23 a game. He had the All-Star case, a front court starter case, and then he got injured, and then Jalen Williams just took off and shined for the rest of the season. And then when Chet Holmgren came back, he was just relegated to being the third option and, having his touches limited. So to pay $50 million for a guy that, could just give you like 15 to 18 points per game, possibly for the next couple seasons, is just ludicrous to me. And just looking at the landscape of the rest of the NBA, I mean, there's a lot of guys in free agency that are still unsigned, partly because teams don't have any money to dish out, for one, and also they're asking for too much money. I wouldn't be surprised if Cam Thomas is asking for 35, 40 million a year. He averaged 24 a game. He's probably one of the top 30, 40 scorers in the NBA. He averaged 24 a game, and he could provide that to any team. But he's probably asking for way too much money. Teams aren't willing to dish that money out to him because, they kind of just see him as one-dimensional. He could just score the ball and not really provide much else. And the team's not willing to, throw $40 million to a guy like Cam Thomas, who hasn't even made an all-star team yet. Which is no disrespect to Cam Thomas, but that's just like the state of the NBA. A player's allowed to ask for a certain amount of money because of all the money being thrown around the league. Jonathan Kuminga, he got offered $15 million a year by the Warriors, and to him that's a slap in the face. And teams still haven't even reached out to Jonathan Kuminga, or he still hasn't got a new contract from the Warriors because he's probably asking for the same amount of money that other rookies in his class got. And this is the reality of the NBA. A quality role player is going to cost you in the likes between 17 to 20 million, even higher. Like, let's say a guy like Austin Reeves, he rejected the Lakers' offer 4 years for 90 million, and I still believe he's not even signed yet. Austin Reeves is probably looking for over 25 million a year, and he has the potential to become an all-star, but let's be real. Like, the likelihood of him becoming an all-star in a stacked Western Conference with all the backcourt play is damn near none. Like, Jamal Murray still hasn't even made an all-star team. But yeah, a guy like Austin Reeves could demand 25 a year, and a team has to pay him 25 a year. But yeah, that's just kind of the state of the NBA. Even guys like free agents like Russell Westbrook, I'm pretty sure he's seeking like way more money than he got last year in Denver, and that's probably the reason why Denver still hasn't signed him yet, because Russell Westbrook wants probably, what, 10, 13 million a year. I mean, he put up pretty good production, so it's kind of warranted. Chris Paul, I think he's just trying to find a team to go for his last season. A guy like Trey Mann, he was injured for the majority of the season, but when he was playing, he was in early Sixth Man of the Year conversations. What is he warranting on the free agency market? Who knows? But yeah, teams just don't have enough money to sign quality role players, or they have to overpay for their guys in order for them to stay, because nowadays a player could just warrant however much money they want. I don't really know the solution to combat that. I mean, the second apron just created so much, I guess, parity around the NBA. And I guess this is just the reality of the NBA now, where guys could just warrant damn near however much money they want. But yeah, that's just my quick thoughts on a topic that my mind was on. Let me know what you guys think. Any thoughts below. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see y'all next time.